Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening and all the things and all the things and all the things, right? I just want to talk about optimism and positivity and shit that makes you feel good. This is like what I talk about all the time. Things that make you feel good, bringing things into your awareness that you may subconsciously be doing but is not aware of. And this happens all the time when I'm talking to people. Like it's so automatically ingrained within our DNA that it makes absolutely no sense how reactively negative people can be. Like it's just boom ingrained, and soon as somebody says something, the response be something negative, something bad, like pessimistic, and be like, I'm just a realist, blah blah blah. Be quiet with that. You're not a realist. You have been so subconsciously programmed to see the negative because the negativity is just so fire hosed and plastered in everything with the negative entertainment watchful segments called the news, with all that propaganda constantly in the background, in the foreground, just surrounding you, that everything that could be seen as positive is turned into negative, right? Here is some examples. I was just riding somewhere with my sister here in Thailand, and she was talking about a conversation, and then the conversation about how do you feel about mopeds, because you can get a Bolt here. It's like a Uber for scooters in Thailand. It's amazing. They do that in other countries too, in Asia. And she's like, no, she doesn't do it. She had an accident. Now a fear is created. She has a fear. So she has a fear with riding mopeds, and my sister cousin that lives here is practicing. Like, oh, she told her not to do it. And I said, why are you putting your fear on her? Just because you're afraid of something now doesn't mean you have the right to make her afraid of something that she didn't have an accident with. And this is like the ingrained fear, the ingrainedness that's in us, that, oh, if something happened, we clam up and we lock up instead of getting ourselves up and dust ourselves off. And, kudos to the people that have the strength to do that. But there's so many people that don't, right? Something happens, now you're fearful, and you live your life in a way of fear because of this one event, these 7 events, these however many events, right? And then we project out our own fear onto other people, and that's not right. And it's not being a realist, talking about insurance and talking about the statistics and talking about blah blah blah. Like, none of that stuff matters, because what if none of those things never need to be used? It's not necessary because no accidents ever happened. You had an accident. 10 out of 1,000 people probably get into an accident, but what about all of those other people that just don't? Like, we don't think about that aspect of it, about the positive outside aspect of it. It's, let's go to the negative experience. Let's talk about the negative experience. Let's make it concrete and valid based off of our own perceptions and that type of reality. And this is why I'm justifying my fear. Or you can have some shit happen to you, and you can be like, okay, I didn't like that. Maybe put it on the shelf for 6 months. Maybe put it on the shelf for 6 days. Maybe put it on the shelf for a day. And then you go back and you address it. But it is not okay to take our fears, right, and then put it on other people, right? My friend, I love her so much, my sister, but she has these automatic ingrained things about her that she tries to tell me about myself, and I be like, nah, that don't work with me. Nope. Don't. Like, she bought me something to eat. I love her to death. She's always feeding me. And then she said, do you want, what she bought for me? And I just had breakfast. I said, sure. It was sour mango. And she said, no, 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 maybe later. It's too early. I said, who is it too early for? She said, it's too early for you. I said, that's what you said. That's not what I said. You offered it. And right now, at this moment, I said, I'll have it right now. Like, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what's best for me. I know what's best for me. Some people will go off and be like, I probably won't have it right now. Or someone will offer you a coffee, and maybe you're not feeling like a coffee, but you'll take the coffee right now because someone offered. It's what you choose at this moment for you in this experience. You know what I'm saying? Do you choose to want to ride a motorbike? Do you choose to want to try and explore whatever it is that you want to explore that maybe you had a fear around and you wanted to address it? Because there is a high potential that whatever you're thinking about doing, that you can actually be successful at everything that you want to do. Maybe you will encounter some pitfalls, but like, have optimism and believing in yourself, right? When I be getting up here and I be talking, to me, it just doesn't make sense how some people don't bet on their self, right? You know, like I may converse with other people and ask their thoughts on certain things, but at the end of the day, it is me that's going to choose what it is that I am going to do or pursue, because I believe in myself. I believe I can do all the shit that I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to go do that. I may ask for tips because maybe you've done what I'm trying to do before, or you've walked that path before. But like at the end of the day, it's going to be my decision. Unfortunately, we live in a society where someone's own thoughts and opinions about a certain situation or event can completely halt someone from even pursuing their own dreams, for someone pursuing something that they actually want to accomplish based off of somebody else's experience, and have all the stats and the data to back up how come what you want to do is not going to be successful. But how come you not betting on yourself and being that diamond in the rough and being that one of a kind person? Like, I'm always going to bet on myself. I'm always going to bet on myself. I'm going to believe in a positive outcome that whatever I choose to do, I will actually succeed at what I am doing. But we have this subconscious programming, thank you to the powers that created certain instances, that will make someone dim their own light. Nobody else really have to do it. But, you know, we play along in the sarcasm, in the, I'm going to say these little snide remarks to try and put you down because I don't really believe in you. And then it'd be like a whole culture of that shit, of people putting each other down. And it's like, I noticed that about people. And I tend to be like, let me back away from that, because I don't want to be retaliatory and using my words uselessly or senselessly in that kind of way, because my words is about upliftment. My words is about self-betterment and improvement. And it's not about snide little remarks trying to put people down, because whatever someone says they want to do, I'm gonna believe in you. I'm not gonna like chop you down and shut you down. I'm gonna be like, I think you can do it. Whatever you believe you can do, I believe you can do it. If you believe you can or you can't, it's both true. I don't know who said that, but it's true. It's absolutely true. You can be very successful or very unsuccessful at what it is that you choose to do. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And this is where I come and being positive, right? And being positive. Fuck being a realist. It doesn't matter what's happening currently in our reality. Everything that we think at this now moment can be co-created for a positive outlook in the future for you, period. It can just be a positive outlook, no matter what. And we have to get away from the kind of mindset and the kind of thinking that limits us, that keeps us in boxes, that makes us think that we can only go thus far and do this thing. And in so many ways in our whole existence, that so many structures and boxes have been broken and can continue to be broken no matter what, even if it has never been done before. You can be the one to do it, to be the one to solve the issue, to be the one that create that thing that was similar to others, but it's badass because it's you, so it's absolutely different. Like, no matter what you think you can do, you actually can do it, and have that mindset. And don't put out negativity to other people. This is why I don't listen to a lot of people. I don't listen to a lot of shit people say, because a lot of people ain't doing the shit that I'm trying to do, so your opinion really don't matter to me. It's just invalid. You're not where I'm at, and you're not trying to go where I'm trying to go, so whatever your thoughts are, it really don't matter. You could talk whatever you want behind my back. I don't really care, because your words ain't doing nothing for me in the sense of getting me to where I'm going. So whatever your thoughts are, especially if they negative, it don't even matter. No weapons formed against me should ever prosper. Okay? I am divinely protected. I am divinely guided, right? I believe in myself. And it's okay when others, you can't expect them to believe in you when they don't even believe in their own damn self, right? This is how the system has ingrained people to be crabs in a barrel, pulling each other down instead of lifting each other up. It's difficult to do. It's difficult to get out of that mindset. I know. I used to be one of those people. I'm not there no more. I'm all about positivity. I see all the shit that's happening. I understand why things are happening the way that they are happening, and I empathize with the current situation, but I will not allow myself to be pulled down into negativity, into pessimism, into being a realist in low vibration. That's just not what I do. So I challenge you, friends, that when you feel yourself, hear yourself, feeling that kind of jealousy, that kind of envy, that kind of angriness towards someone else, to where you are speaking negativity over them, to them, of lack and limitation, question yourself on where that even come from. Like, why are you responding that way? Why are you even feeling that way? It's because you don't believe in yourself, so you can't believe in them. Like, keep your negative thoughts to yourself. Okay, fix your vibration. Don't be projecting out your limitations to someone else and trying to lower their vibration. Be positive. Ask yourself where that stuff comes from, even in the moments when it's happening. And then if you're in an environment where people are doing stuff like that, ask yourself, why are you even in that type of environment? Like, what are you gaining except for being stuck at that low vibration? Like, what are you gaining being in environments where people are doing stuff like that? Sarcasm, negativity spouts, like chopping each other down. Like, how is that benefiting the you right now? And is it contributing to the you that you want to see in 5 years from now, 5 months from now, 5 days from now? Like, what are you serving, or what is the environment that you're in serving to you for your own betterment? If you on my channel, is because you're feeling like there's something more. You want to do something different. You some type of inspiration. There's something, and you're not quite sure. That something is always going to turn around to be you, right? It's all about how do we look at ourselves, and however we're looking outside, external to us, and our thoughts of other people, these are also our thoughts of ourselves. Because whatever we can see in other people, good or bad, we can see that within ourselves. And then are we judging ourselves? Like, we got to question that. So if you came here to figure out some shit, or I don't know. I have no idea what you came here for. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you listening. But I know my intention is consciousness, awareness, to bring questions to your reality that maybe you hadn't thought about before, right? Like, my whole life experience is just like, wow, to me. Throughout my day, it's just like conundrum after conundrum. It's so many things that's happening, and still enjoying my experience, but at the same time, questions are coming, and I'm like, what is going on? And this was a big question today, like when she was really fearful, and I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that ever again. Do not project your negativity onto somebody else because you have a fear. Okay. And I just wanted to say something about fears. That's just some shit we made up in our mind, right? Like, fears are nothing but invisible bars that we put in our mind about a specific scenario or situation. Okay. I did a video a couple of months ago when I was in Thailand last time about my fear of water. Okay. And I hadn't realized that I had a fear of water. Even though I'm in water, I play around in water, the beach, rivers, whatever, I love it. But I noticed there was some type of fear there. And so on this day, when I had noticed that I had a fear around water, I was at the beach early in the day, and I noticed, okay, there's a fear. I need to address that. I said to myself later on, I need to address that tomorrow, I said. I found myself on the beach that night talking about, again, I'm going to address this fear tomorrow in stages, okay? And then God has said to me, if you believe in me and you have faith, like, why don't you address it right now? What you waiting for? It's no better time than the present. And I was like, oh shit, God, like, you want me to prove something to you, like, right now? And it basically was like, yeah, totally. I was like, okay, whew. My heart started beating so fast instantly, like, oh my God, I got to prove this to myself. I have to, like, I was going to like work on stages. I was going to go to the beach when the sun was shining and allow myself to get into the water up until like my shoulders. And that was the plan. And I was going to do baby steps. And I had a whole plan and it was going to be gradual. God was like, no, because like what you're worrying about, you're having the fear of drowning. Well, first of all, you know how to swim. And second of all, you know how to float. And third of all, who said you was going to die by drowning? I could take you right now, just walking back home on the beach. Like, get out of your head right now. And it was like, oh shit, you know, that is, you know, all those points were exactly true. It was all true. So I got up, I was sitting on the beach having a whole dialogue in my head, and I started to walk into the water. It's nighttime, it's pitch black, I'm on the beach, fully dressed. Now I'm walking into the water slowly like some fucking scary movie or whatever. But let's not say scary movie. This is just my real life. So I'm walking into the water, and the water is going past my knees, is going up to my thighs, and my heart is accelerating. And then I'm like, calm down. Calm down. It's okay. You good. God got you. God got you. For real though. So after taking some deep breaths, my heart rate decreased from being accelerated. And then that conversation played in my head about you can die at any moment. Who said it was going to be by drowning? You already know how to swim. Get that water fear out of your head. And then I like laughed hysterically out loud. And then I like threw myself back and started floating. Okay. That was me releasing my fear of water. Where did that come from? I'm not exactly sure, except for the fact that my mom has told me numerous times growing up that in order for me to learn to swim, I don't have memories of this. She threw me in the water and I learned how to swim. Now, I don't have conscious memory of that actually happening, but my body felt some kind of way. So I'm going to say maybe it has something to do with that. That there was some type of resistance, an underlying resistance in me feeling absolutely comfortable in water. Then I proceeded to go to Phuket from where I'm currently at. I went to a retreat, and then I really got over the fear because God was like, okay, now let's see. It was like these 10-foot waves. And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't really like this, but it became fun because the waves was coming and I'm diving through the waves and I'm getting smashed by the waves and I can't touch the bottom anymore. And that helped me really like lock in that I am not afraid of water. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's literally nothing to be afraid of. So whatever it is that we do have a trauma around or a fear around, it'll benefit us in the best way to address it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like little creeper crawlers. I'm not going to lay down and just have them crawling all over me. There's no benefit at that moment to want to learn that kind of lesson. So I'm not doing that. But me feeling comfortable in my skin in the ocean because I absolutely love the ocean, that's something I'm going to work on right now. I know some people that are afraid of flying. I had a fear of flying. I used to get blasted all of the time. You're going to find me in all the airport restaurants. I'm going to have tons of drinks. I'm going to be on an airplane. I'm going to be taking tons of drinks. I probably got an Ambien or I had some gummies or something. And that's how I would have to fly. Until, again, the same scenario, like, look, who said you're going to die in a plane crash? Calm the fuck down. You don't need to be wasted. Just relax and enjoy the flight. And after that conversation, I started to enjoy flying. There was no more panic, no more sweaty palms, none of that. It was now every flight, I'm looking out the window, I'm observing the clouds. I'm like wondering if this is like a real life simulation or is this like a real plane flying in the sky? Like my mind just be going all over the place. But that was me conquering my fear and allowing my existence to have this much more peace. Okay. Our existence can be magnificent in every single way, even with all of the hard stuff, you know, like it's the hard stuff that make us appreciate our existence in the most graceful ways. So we can just change our perspective to being a positive one, to taking every single situation and seeing what we can learn from these particular lessons and make sure what is within our control is just a great outcome. We are here for a limited time on this particular planet, in this particular vessel. Each of us have our own vessel, and we're here for a limited amount of time, okay? And if we're here for a limited amount of time, we need to make sure that we're having a great one, if that's what we want. And it seems like the majority of us want to have a great time, right? This is why we do the things that make us feel good. But for the majority of the population, it's in spurts, and it's not a consistent enjoyment, especially if it comes from external things, right? External things, drinking beer, like doing whatever it is hobby wise. That stuff is fun, but until we can address all of our traumas and have that peace within, that's when our existence is really continuously 24 hours 7 days a week in a positive state of restlessness, of restfulness. Not the restlessness, like we don't have it. You know, our nervous system is in a good state. You know, we're not in a flight or fight response, which it just seems like is a normal thing in life. And it's pretty fucking exhausting because we're always working out like the worst case scenarios in our head instead of being in the present moment actually, and just enjoying the moment and not even giving the worst case scenario any action, any time. Like, yeah, I used to be one of those people, okay? I used to be the worst case scenario person until I wasn't no more. And, you know, that was a part of what used to make me drained and exhausted, friends. And if you want your life to go in just a better way, a more peaceful way, a more joyful way, look at the positive. Don't start calling out the negative. Don't put that shit in your timeline. Don't speak that kind of negativity over you. Like, people just don't be having no idea that words are spells we cast over ourselves. So why are you casting all of the negative outlook potential to happen to you, okay? Change your words to something positive. Bet on yourself. Believe in yourself. Know that you are amazing, miraculous, fucking spiritual beings here to have the most joy-filled human existence, and that the positive outcome you are worthy of in every single situation, ever. And whatever doesn't work out right the first time, it's for your own benefit to learn something from it and to move forward. As long as it's, you know, not hurting nobody and it's making you feel good, you know, like that's the thing about, you know, the intuition is like honing in on how you feel when you're being absolutely, completely honest with yourself without trying to force things, like really listening to if this feels good, is this right for me? Maybe the lesson was learned because what we're currently doing is not exactly right for us. Maybe we're doing it for the wrong reason, to please other people, because of status, because of yada, yada, yada. And it has absolutely nothing to do with what you actually want to do for yourself right now in this moment that pleases you, right? I do everything that pleases me. And I'm quite happy with my life and the outcome, that I stopped trying to please other people. I don't need no validation from nobody, okay? And when you find that out about yourself, life is just so much better. It's just so much better, friends. I just wanted to get up here and remind you that you're amazing, that everything you choose to do, everything that you want, you can have. You just have to know and believe that you're worthy of it, and speak positivity over yourself and your life and your existence. Because, like, if you ain't, then what you doing? Why are you alive? Why are you even talking? You want to validate how ungreat you are? Like, that don't make no sense. Get out of that mindset. Stop limiting yourself. You're amazing. Get out the box, okay? Get out the fucking box. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you so much, friends. Please like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully you're just applying yourself to be a better version of yourself. That's what my videos be about. How to be a better version of yourself, okay? Always work on that. Always work on that. I wrote a book called The Love Effect, which basically is outlining instances in my life where I had to choose to be a better version of myself. The shit wasn't always the best, but I learned and transformed my whole life. check out my link in my description for the Love Effect book. I love you so much, friends. Thank you always for watching. Thank you for rewatching and sharing and subscribing. And hopefully what I said resonates with you and you change your life for the better to make your experience here, however limited, a grateful one, all right? A joy-filled one. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, friends. Bye.